If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Good morning, I'm Tom Roberts from the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce. It's a busy time throughout the region. A lot of activities and events going on. And one this weekend is going to be the End Addiction Rally. That's going to be at Central Park across from Bluebell Creameries. It's a great event for families. It's a big festival. There's going to be live music. There's going to be free food. There's going to be a lot of fun activities for the entire family. And it's all pointed toward the idea of having a better community understanding of addiction issues and what we can do to address them, because trust me, it's spilling over into every aspect of life everywhere. We also have coming up in the coming weeks two really big festivals. The Oak Grove Fall Family Festival, that's going to be on October the 12th, and it'll be immediately followed the next weekend by another one, the second annual Pumpkin Festival from the Childersburg Park and Recreation Department. Both of those are going to be big deals, and if you are a vendor of any type and you'd like to be a part of those, check with the Oak Grove Town Hall and the Limbaugh Community Center. And if you're not and just want to enjoy some good family fun, come on out and support those. And speaking of supporting our communities, we have a couple of gentlemen here that represent a group called the Coosa Valley Masonic Lodge number 929. That doesn't mean we have 928 other Coosa Valley Masonic Lodges, just other Masonic Lodges. Good morning.
Good morning.
Milton Blakely and Dustin
Brown.
Yeah, I know I need a haircut, Brown. I was going to preface that. I just hadn't had time to stop and get a trim anywhere. So I will. And every time I come by, your chair's full, even when you're supposed to be eating lunch.
Yeah,
but
thank you.
It's a big service that you keep us all looking good throughout the area. But first of all, with the Masonic Lodge, I wanted to ask you gentlemen to give your interpretation, your feelings of what is the Masonic Lodge? What are Masons? Who are Masons?
Well, Mr. Tom, I'd like to say that the Masons is the oldest known fraternity in the world of brotherhood of men, and has been in existence for many years.
Longer than the United States of America.
That's right.
In fact, history shows us that the vast majority of our founding fathers, those who signed the Declaration of Independence, were all but one was a Mason?
That's correct, yes.
Was he just a jerk?
Well, and I'm sure at the time of signing of the Declaration of Independence, he was probably not a Mason, was not a Mason, but in future time, I think he did become a Mason.
Okay, that's good. Maybe he just blended in a little better.
Right.
You folks in and around our area, y'all benefit our communities an awful lot. One of the things that jumps out at me, because y'all are always a part of our big Coosa Fest celebration, and you're out there taking photographs of the kids, making the kids' IDs, and updating them year to year, because kids grow and change. And that's an important safety feature for families around. But I know y'all spread the love way beyond that. What are some of the other things that are typical of your organization and what y'all do?
Dustin?
Well, our scholarship fund, we supply each school in the area, Fayetteville, Sylacauga, Comer, and Childersburg, with kids going to college, and that's what our bass tournament is. We raise funds for that, and we've been able to give out quite a few, and that is actually in Milton's father's. That's named after him and in memorandum of him. So that's one way we do it, and we've got other ideas coming up, car shows.
Community events and activities that also serve as fundraisers are important, because they add to the entertainment value. And a lot of folks don't realize it, but an awful lot of the people who enjoy things in our region don't actually live here. they're in the farther reaches, just a little bit outside of town, some that are way out of town and just come to visit. And that's what this event is all about. So we want to reach this out as far as we can. If you know of a fisherman, if you know someone that enjoys getting out on the lake and sticking a line in the water, it's a very rewarding experience, and this is a major fundraiser. It's coming up on October 19th. What day of the week is that now? That's going to be that Saturday.
That's on a Saturday, and our launch is going to be from Beeswax Marina, which is over on the Shelby County side, over past Wilsonville. But you can, of course, put in on the Talladega County side of Lay Lake and come over that morning. The launch time will be safe daylight and until 3 p.m. Weigh-in will be at 3 p.m. at Beeswax Marina that day. Would like to also say that we've got a guaranteed payout of $2,000, and we're going to pay through the first 5 places. And
the big winner is going to be that first place, folks that bring in the most big fish. Now, I understand there is a limit on the size. You have to get to a certain size before it counts, and a certain number of fish. Y'all use pretty standard rules that are a part of such competitions. Is there anything that's really stands out to you as unique for this event?
Well, particularly on this event, we have the endorsement of Nitro Boats through Sylacauga Marine, and Nitro Boats, that if you are registered with them and have come in first place in the tournament, and you're registered with Nitro Boats, there's an additional $5,000 payout there.
So we're not talking chump change here. Right. So affiliating yourself with one of these sponsors. Now, speaking of sponsors, these are some folks that help y'all cover the cost of putting an event on, so that the money raised through the fishermen is going to go toward scholarships. And you mentioned one of them, Nitro Boats, through Sylacauga Marine there on the old Birmingham Highway. You also have another old friend of mine. I didn't think he was ever going to amount to something, but William Davis and Davis Bait Company. That's a big, big deal. Most folks, if you're outside the fishing world, you don't understand just how big an operation it is that he spreads the love of our area far and wide. Some of the other sponsors that you have, people you want to say thank you to.
We'd like to say thank you to Con Equipment and Crane Works, and of course, special thank you to Batter Up Restaurant and Ponder Plumbing, and the First Church, First Free Will Baptist Church of Oak Grove has sponsored us this time, and we'd just like to thank each and every one of them.
You've got a good long list here. Maybe we'll have time to go over those. But if you ever want to find Milton, pretty good chance that if you go by about lunchtime, you're going to catch him at Batter Up.
That's right.
He also likes the food over there, as a lot of us do, but he has a little extra connection on there. If someone wants to join the tournament or find out more about it, can they stop by Dustin's place?
Sure.
They're on 3rd Street, right across from City Hall in Sylacauga, and find out all about it. You got the forms and everything they need to sign up. Who are some other folks that they can contact? We were hoping to have the Grand Poobah, as I called him yesterday, and he kind of smiled over that one, Michael McLean. He had to work this morning. He and I are both those early risers that get a lot done before the sun rises, and he's off toward Ellick City doing a little maintenance there at CACC. But who are some of the other folks?
Well, Tommy Bassett is a contact, and of course Les Smith and Les and Dusty, of course, are the owners of Batter Up Restaurant. So if you went in Batter Up, you could get a hold of Les, and as Mr. Tom mentioned, Michael McLean, and of course Dustin here with any of us.
And I would assume most of our sponsors would
have some forms.
Have some forms, that's right, yes.
We need to get these out far and wide, especially in places where visitors come through, because you're you're not really particular about where they live as long as they come fish and help you support your scholarships. Now, how long have y'all been doing this?
Well, this will be our 5th annual scholarship bass tournament, and of course it was originated, and like Dustin mentioned a little bit ago, in remembrance of my mother and father, Mary and Henry Blakely. That's kind of what got this originated, but the scholarships that we do for each one of the schools in the area each year, we do at least one per school, but like this last year, we handed out, I think, 6 scholarships. Year before last, we handed out 8 or 10. 8 or 10. I think it was, and so would like for the seniors in each one of the schools, Fayetteville, Childersburg, Sylacauga, and Comer, to be sure and check with their
guidance counselors.
Guidance counselors, that's right, and pick up a form. We try to get the forms to the guidance counselors, and would like for these forms to be turned in by the end of January, if possible, so we can go through them and make decisions on who to award them to.
What criteria do you use?
Can I
go ahead?
My son, Dawson Brown, is a recipient of a couple of the scholarships, but just to let you know, it's for anybody, any senior that's planning on going to college. He didn't get one last year. Just to let you know that it's fair. It's a very fair way of opening up to anybody that's interested in receiving a scholarship. So
I know that he's a fine young man. He's quite a musician, quite a soccer player, and a fine Christian young man. You did a good job.
Well, thank you. I think it might have been his mom, but
well, that goes without saying. You didn't mess him up too bad.
No. We showed him both sides. But no, it's any senior that is planning on going to college, and they have to be accepted by college.
They have to be accepted by.
And I think the time to get the information is what, January or February?
Needed in by the end of February, and of course I made mention a while ago we'd like to have it by the end of January if possible.
Sure.
Now, you're not particular on which school they're going to.
No.
Is Central Alabama Community College included, and is it included in some of the trade courses?
It is.
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that's a biggie. Right now, we have an extreme shortage of people to fill a lot of good paying trade occupations. I know welding, machine shop, CDL drivers. There's so many things out there that our HR people are having a really tough time finding people to fill a lot of positions, and there are jobs available from entry level all the way up to some of those that pay $45+ an hour. So it's a help if they go to college, but it's not a requirement. But there are some training things out there that help you qualify for those things, and the opportunities that some kids get because of these scholarships. It could be the difference in going and not going. It really can.
Right. It could.
Every penny counts when it comes to that, and want to give these kids an opportunity to grow up and keep your organization alive. Now, there's a little bit of mystery behind the Masonic Lodge. There's been a lot of what-ifs over the years, and I'll be honest with you, there's a lot about it I don't understand, even a little bit, but I do have a great respect for the organization, if only because of the history. I am a big history buff, and I'm a big history buff when it comes to our founding fathers and the time and energy and the well thought out ideas behind the forming of our government as a constitutional republic. And they built in some safeguards to protect us from ourselves, and those things are still very, very important to this day. And it says that these are people who care deeply about the place that they call home, whether it be a community, a state, or a nation. And that says a lot to me about your organization. So, Now, getting involved with things like this, what are some of the other fundraising activities that you guys have?
Well, we, of course, Dustin can probably speak more of that than I, but we've got a car show planned for sometime first part of in March or April. We're trying to set up a date at the present time.
Now, let me interrupt you. This is not a car show, simply a car show. This is a major car show. You're talking 200, 300 different vehicles, and you're taking it to all. We've seen some car shows around. This is the daddy. This is the granddaddy. This is the great-granddaddy of it all. So it's taken a little time to put all the particulars together, but it's one of those things that serves two functions. It's a part of a community activity that will draw a lot of people and attention to our community, and at the same time help you raise important funds that go toward important projects. I know it's not cheap getting all the equipment and the time put in to do the kids' IDs. That's something that's very important in this day and age, that we are able to, and it goes beyond just the IDs themselves, but it's very, very important. Anything you guys would like to add?
Well, I'd like to throw in an opportunity here to throw in about the child IDs. Of course, I'm Group 1 chairman for the Grand Lodge of Alabama on child IDs, and I try to get into the kindergarten classes of each one of the schools in the area at least once a year and do child IDs. If there's forms coming home, we'd like for the parents to be sure and fill those out and return them so we can do it, because we have to have the parents' permission to do these child IDs. We offer a CD and a printout, copied printout of all the information that we do. None of the information is kept in our computer or in our system. It all comes back to the family and to the child.
So if the need arises, that identification information is out there, and we hope not, because that's not a good sign.
Right.
Y'all do an awful lot of good things. One of the biggest ones coming up is the Bass Tournament at Lay Lake Beeswax Public Boat Launch. That's going to be from Safe Light until 3 p.m. on October 19th, 2019, and at least $2,000 payout, and it could go up to $7,000 if people do their homework.
Right.
Get signed up, catch these gentlemen or any other of the Masons or any of the other sponsors, and we appreciate you tuning in today, and we hope you'll support these and the many other wonderful family activities that are going on in and around the greater Coosa Valley. I'm Tom Roberts. You come and see us.